and closes underneath, that's an entry. Now the bad news is without support and resistance, you don't know how far you should hold on to it. Don't worry about that part yet. A lot of us are poor at the entry. So if you're able to enter when it opens and closes, I'm not talking about this one, I'm not talking about that one, you would have to miss those two. You enter. I'll go deeper into entry later. The main thing is if it's underneath this line, you're already looking for sell signal anyway.
What time frame?
This is on the 1 hour. In this example, I'm gonna break down exactly how in a minute. I want you to get this part though. If it's under the orange one, it's mostly a sell. If it's above the orange one, it's mostly a buy. If the candle opens above the orange one, I don't really see it, it would be a strong buy entry.
There's one on the middle of the screen.
Yeah, that would work. I've lost it now. This one. Open and it closed above, you can start entering buys until it dropped down. Here's the downside of this. Like, man, I'm trying to hold the thing longer than that, right? So that's why I add the rest of the cloud. So that part, don't worry about it, but this is the main, I want you to get the components of the cloud. If you were trading with EMAs, entering when candles open or close above that main orange line here. Now, what does Dr. K say? Without the rest of the cloud, when they cross, okay, when they cross, it automatically should move at least 10 pips in that direction. That's the only reason why she said 10 pips and dip. Because she can almost secure you at least 10 pips without you knowing where this is even going to begin with. If the candles are opening and happening underneath after a cross, it's gonna change directions. Every time it crosses, something happens. So back here somewhere it crossed. Then it crossed, it dropped. It was up, then it crossed, it dropped. And it never really crossed again. That one all acted like it wanted to, but it never crossed again. Never crossed again, never crossed again. Kind of wanted to here, but it didn't. Kind of wanted to here, it still did. It was down the whole time. It never crossed on top of it. You need the orange one to overlap and cross up. Not down.
It'll be a buy.
It would be a buy in that situation. This is just basics of the EMA part. So now, I'm gonna add another component to the cloud.
This is just showing how awesome the cloud really is.
Yeah, this part is phenomenal.
Because instead of having other indicators, the cloud and its breakdown really
cloud
shows you what's going on.
This is the only indicator I use besides the
demarker,
which I'm fixing to take off because I just
Yeah,
it's
too
confusing
much.
me.
Remember, if you forget anything, I'll tell you, all indicators work. It depends on how you use them. I said that on the Zoom a lot. It just depends on how you use it. But the beauty of the cloud is it stays ahead of the market. All the other ones are only past data, okay? Sometimes past data may fluke you. You know, it may not move the average all the time. The beauty of the cloud now is, oh, now I see, now I see a cross happen and it's above. You only look for buys. Like, you don't even look for anything else. So that means now when you see, when we just had the lines alone, when you start seeing some other big red candles, you start getting worried about it.
Yeah, that's my
Oh man, I gotta get out. It's about to reverse on me. It's got a long ways before it reverses. Look at that. That's a lot of green. Regardless, it's gonna, remember the psychological side of this is the market makers know that people are impatient. They make money off of you because of that. You lose because of impatience. They also know that when somebody see, you know, the exchange happen and it flips from that color to that color, people start closing trades. Or let me get out, you know, and only get a couple of dollars when they could have made more. If you would have stayed in this trade at this cross and now it's above the cloud, now I'm saying if a candle opens and closes above the cloud, that's a buy. And you ignore all of the red until a big one comes and opens and closes within the cloud or a line crosses. So you got two indicators. They crossed, it was big, and then it kept moving past the cloud. So see, even if even if you didn't get that part, but you're like, man, I'm late. I didn't see it cross, but I got into this, and it stayed pretty much above the cloud all the way to, this was getting real close. That's 900 pips. If you didn't want to be greedy, you could have really had 1,700 pips. Or hey,
Well, but you would have probably tried to get out right here, right?
Yeah.
and really it crossed here, so you would have got out with 1,000 pips. And let's say you, man, I really don't get it, John, but I see it kept going up to this one. Okay, you got out of 1,500 pips then. Not a big deal. But my thing is, I don't want to leave any pips on the table if I can get them. So if it's above and I'm still seeing this, I'm gonna make it even easier for you in a minute. But if it's above, you're looking for buys, you ignore the red. You don't let the red fool you. If you're in the middle of sales, it's under the cloud, you ignore the green. Very simple, but I'm gonna simplify it even easier.